Hello dear students, welcome back. Dear students, in our previous class we have started the topic that is the structure of cell, and we observed that there are mainly three parts we can observe in the nucleus. So which are those? At first is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and the next one is the nucleus, and third is cytoplasm. In previous class we have studied about the cell membrane or plasma membrane and the cell wall. And today's class let us study about the nucleus in the detail. So already I have said the second part of the cell and important part of the cell I have said you. Is it right? So let us study in detail about the nucleus. Is it? So at first we will study about the nature and occurrence. Next we will study the structure, and then we will go to the function of the nucleus. So let's start the nature and the occurrence. So what is the nature and occurrence? So if you observe the cell under the microscope, so at the center of the cell we will observe one of the spherical component. That spherical component is nothing but a nucleus. So that nucleus structure I have drawn on the board, you can observe here. So how it is there in the shape. It's a spherical in the shape, and what are the parts it is containing? See here. So it is bonded by the cell membrane, and two cell membranes are bonded together and they form the nuclear envelope. And inside that there is a chromatin material and the nucleolus and the protoplasm is there. And this envelope is continued to the one of the system that is called as the endoplasmic reticulum. And this nuclear membrane is containing small pores, so which helps to transfer the materials from the inner part of the nucleus to the outer part of the nucleus. Those pores are called as the nuclear pores. It is about the structure of the nucleus. Let us see at first about the nature. So how it is in the nature? It is the large centrally located spherical component of the cell. Where it is located? At the center of the cell. And how it is? It's a large and it's a spherical in the shape. So after that, next what is it? It is bonded by the two nuclear membrane, both forming the nuclear envelope. Already have said you, this is bonded. It is enclosed by. Nucleus is enclosed by the two cell membranes. Those two cell membranes enclosed, they have bonded together and they have formed the nuclear envelope structure. So I have drawn here. So those are what a nuclear envelope structure they are having. They helps to separate the nuclear components called the chromatin and the nucleolus from the outer medium of the cell. Understanding? So after that, so nuclear envelope encloses a space between the nuclear membrane and is connected to the system of the membrane called as the endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the nuclear envelope? Is encloses space between the two nuclear membrane. So already have said what is the nuclear envelope? It is a space between the two nuclear membranes. So here two nuclear membranes are there. So inside the place is called as the nuclear envelope. So this nuclear envelope is continued to the system. The system is called as the endoplasmic reticulum. It is about what? It's a structure of the nuclear membrane. So next is what? The nuclear envelope separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. So this nuclear envelope, already have said you, it helps to separate the nucleus. It helps to separate the nuclear components from the cytoplasm. This nucleus is within the cell, you know that. Is it? Is in the cell there is a cytoplasm. And that cytoplasm will be separated by the otherwise. So it is within the cytoplasm. Is it right? And so this nuclear envelope helps to separate the nuclear components from the cytoplasm. Is it right? So next, nuclear pores are the transfer of the materials between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm. So in between the nuclear envelope, there are the small pores, and what those pores does, so they helps to transfer the material from the cytoplasm to the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, otherwise you can call as the protoplasm. Otherwise from the protoplasm to the cytoplasm. So who will help? Nucleus pores. Otherwise nuclear pores are present in between the nuclear envelope. So what they do, they help to transfer the material substances from the cytoplasm to the nucleus, and cytoplasm to the protoplasm, and from the protoplasm to the cytoplasm. So nuclear pores helps to transfer the substances. So next, within the nucleoplasm, two types of nucleus structures are embedded. Otherwise, so those within this nuclear envelope, there are the two components. So which are those components? Chromatin material and the nucleolus. So chromatin, nucleolus. So those are genetic material we can call. So those are enclosed within the nuclear envelope. So what is the nucleolus? So nucleolus is what? So nucleolus is rich in the protein and the RNA and acts as a site for the ribosome formation. So you can observe here it is a nucleolus. It is not containing any membrane. Understanding? It is not a mixture. It is a mixture of the protein and the ribosome. So it helps. It is also called as the factory of the ribosome because it helps the synthesis of the ribosome. Is it right? And what is the function of the ribosome? They synthesizes the protein. Understanding? It is about the nucleolus. It is not containing any membrane. It is an open structure. Nucleolus is the open structure. It is maybe one or two in the numbers. So it is not having any membrane and it is containing the what? Genetic material. It is containing the RNA and the protein. Understanding? It is also called as the factory of the ribosome because so ribosomes will be synthesized in the place of the nucleolus. Understanding? And next about what? Chromatin material. So what is the chromatin material? It is a thin thread-like structures. So these are made up of the DNA. These are made up of the DNA and the proteins. So it's a chromatin material. It's a thin thread-like intertwined mass of a chromosome material and composed of the genetic substance DNA and the protein. So chromatin is already I said it is made up of the genetic material called as the DNA and also by the protein. And what it does? So the DNA will be present. So what is the DNA helps? So what is the function of the DNA? DNA stores all the information which are necessary. What is the function of the DNA? DNA is called the genetic material. Why it is called as the genetic material? So what it does? It stores all the information which are necessary for the cell to grow, to reproduce and also to reproduce further cells for the next generation. So cell will be divided and that cell while cell division, genetic material will be transported from the one cell to the another cell. So who helps in that? DNA helps to transfer the genetic material from the one generation to the another generation through the cell division. Understanding? It's about what? Structure. So next we'll go to the function. So what is the function? So the nucleus. So what is the nucleus? I already said it is like a brain of the body because how the brain controls all the activities of our body, nucleus controls all the metabolic activities of the cell. Is it right? So what I already have written here, see the nucleus controls all the metabolic activities of the cell. Is it right? So if nucleus is not there in the cell, what happens? If you will remove the nucleus from the cell, so what happens? The cell will dies. So why cell will die? Protoplasm will rise slowly, otherwise it dies immediately and cell will die. So nucleus is very important in the cell, we can say here. And it regulates the cell cycle. So cell cycle means what? So cell should be divided. When cell will divide, then only what we can observe the growth in our body, and also it helps to repair our damaged part. It's a very important. It is very important also. All the genetic information should be transported from one generation to the another generation. It is done by the nucleus. So what we can say here? It regulates the cell cycle here. Okay. Next about what it is concerned with is the transmission of the hereditary traits from one generation to the another generation, otherwise from the parent to the offspring. So whatever the necessary genetic materials will be there. So which helps to transfer from the, so which should transfer from one generation to another generation will be done by the nucleus. Understanding? So they helps to transfer the genetic material from the parent to the offspring. It's about the function of the nucleus. Okay. So in our next class we will study about the two types of cells based on the nucleus. Based on the presence and absence of the nucleus, we have divided the cell into two types. So those are the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. In our next class we will study in detail about the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. If you have any difficulty regarding today's topic, you ask me. Thank you.